I'm using 100% cotton paper from Arch. It's a rough surface, 300 grams. This paper I have stuck to a tilted board. This one, the board I bought at IKEA, it's a board for laptops. Didn't cost that much. You don't have to buy expensive ones. And on the background of the paper I have used these. No? So that it won't fly away on me. You don't need to tape it down. If you tape it down, it sticks to the paper, and when you wet it, the paper doesn't have anywhere to go, so it buckles. So this is something that another guy told me to do that because I had problems with buckling paper. Okay. First I use a hockey brush. That's goat's hair. I use that for wetting my paper down. It holds a lot of water and it's quite big, so it doesn't take that long. Okay, wet it so thoroughly. I have my studio cat here. I have two cats. One of them are watching me now. She used to like to meet my company in the studio. Okay. Just dry the board around. I want the paper to be wet, not the board. Okay. I have, before time, I have masked the paper. I'm going to make water lilies. So here you see the leaves. I have masked them so that they are continuing to be white. So I can put colors on them later on. I have masked some leaves and some light spots on the water surface. The water surface is not like this, the paper, but you have to think that when you watch the water surface is more like this. So here you see more of the leaves, water lily leaves, because they are closer to me, and the more far away they are, the smaller they are, of course, and more flat. Okay? If you would have made more round leaves all the way, that means that you are looking at the leaves from above, not from the side of the water surface. You have to think about the perspective. Okay, I have a cat here. Doesn't matter. Okay. I have mixed a little bit of blue-grayish pigments here. Let's see if it is too dark. No, it's okay. I will put this light wash on top of everything, the whole paper surface. When watercolor dries, it always dries a lot lighter. So this is going to be very light when it's dried. And the water inside the paper is also making the pigments light. Not only the water inside the brush and the pigment. So a lot of water inside the paper, the pigment is a lot lighter. Okay. I have mixed up some Paynes gray and cobalt blue, and I am going to leave the lights here and paint with the cobalt blue on the rest. As long as the surface is wet, you can go back, but has it started to dry a bit, you can't paint again on that surface. It has to dry completely before. It can't be just moist. Then you get blooms. Okay. You blot your brush and then you suck up the paint where it is droplets, beads. You don't want them. You want the pigment to flow evenly. Okay. Now I will take some only Paynes gray in the mixture. I'll take it here. I want it to be darker, not that blue. Okay, I want to have some trees up here that won't show. I will get the reflections from the trees, and the sun is from here, this side. That's why I have the paper. I leave the paper more light here. Okay, but here I gotta have the dark. If you watch my videos that I made earlier, I have showed how to make an even wash on tilted paper. So you're welcome there and have a look at those videos as well. You see here, you got a bead here. I gotta lift it when I'm ready here. I blot it on a paper so it's just moist, not wet. And you get this sucking brush. It sucks up the bead. Otherwise you get blooms as soon as the paper is going to start drying. Okay, you just do it like this. So you have to watch the paper and how the pigment works. Don't leave it. I don't want to have any darker water surface on that side. I want, because the sun is coming from here, I want the dark, the shadows from the leaves, or lily leaves, to stay on this side of the leaves, not that side, this side. You can suck up the droplets on top of the masking as well, so that they don't start running down in the water and spoil everything. There is a hair there, would leave it, otherwise you get a mark on the paper. Maybe you don't want that. Be careful so you don't go with your brush where it's not supposed to be. Okay, here are beads. I don't want them. See, I blot it all the time, the brush. Let it suck the excess pigment up. Can you hear my cat? She wants company. She wants company. Okay, I mix an even darker blend here with less water. I'm going to put it here. See, I have less water in this now, so that's why I can put it on top here without making any blooms, I hope. I'm gonna get some reflections down from trees. And in recent videos, earlier videos, I told you to vary when you paint, so it doesn't look boring and so it looks natural. See, I have a reflection here. It always goes down, reflections always goes down. Some shorter reflections and some longer reflections. Okay, I think it's time to blow dry it. Okay, the paper is completely dry. It doesn't feel cold. It doesn't feel hot. I used my fingers to take masking medium off, like this. I have mixed some pigments here. I have used this blue that we used for the watercolor and mixed with cobalt yellow, more cobalt yellow here and a little more of the blue in this corner. So I have both light and darker green. I start with this. Up here, so I don't put my hand in it. When you paint with a flat brush, you can use the corner on the brush when you paint, or the whole brush. Masking fluid, masking medium. When you paint with watercolor, you start with the lights. You go from lights to darker, not the opposite, like you do with the oil or acrylic, because watercolor is transparent. Therefore, you have to start with the light color and go from light to dark. You see, I haven't painted any exact leaves. They are forms, you know, shapes. If the brain knows there are water lily leaves, the brain will make them up to water lily leaves. Okay, I will take some of the darker color. Make them even darker. And putting it in. top. Oh, my hand shakes. That's not good when painting small shapes. Here you can even take the blue mixture and put on top of the light green. Gets darker. Try it. Don't be afraid to experiment. I will go on taking the blue. More cobalt if you need. Here, take only cobalt yellow, let it blend on the paper with a dark color. It's beautiful, natural blend. If it blends on the paper, just try different angles of putting the pigments on the paper. This paper is dry now, by the way. Let it blend. Some yellow again. Here you see I have wet pigment here, so I have, and this sleeve is in front of this. This sleeve is more far away, so I cannot touch that leaf with this yellow pigment. I go as close as I can, but I don't want it to bleed out into the dark green. I want it light here. So you go as close as you can without touching. Or you just go to another leaf and paint while that is drying. Some blues. If you think that is too yellow, you can put some blue on top and it becomes green. Blue and yellow is green. When I started out painting, I did a lot of paintings when I didn't mix the pigment on the palette. For example, if I wanted a green one, green color, I put yellow first, and then I put some blue on top. I mix the colors that way on the paper, let them mix themselves. I think my cat is going hungry. I ate my food before I started this video, and they used to want to have their food after me. So I guess she's wondering why she has to wait. Some blue on top. Remember the shadow area, shadow side of the leaf. Don't worry about any blooms now. I think that blooms, they have their moments, and sometimes it's very beautiful when you want them. I'm a slow painter, I know. I don't want to rush things. I'm enjoying the moment of painting. Okay. Here I'm letting it flow together, the pigment, because I can make some shadow here between to separate those two leaves if I want, or just let them flow together to get it more softer look. Yeah, I want it light, so here I don't want to let it flow together. I just leave this thin white line between. See, when you have used masking medium, the leaves stand out from the background a bit more than if you paint on top of the blue water surface. See a blot, and that way I can lift some pigments. That's one more. I think I would want this dark. Really dark. I will take some gold pigment just to vary the yellows a little bit, make it look a little bit more natural. Okay, I have turned the paper around, so now the sun is from this side. You see the light? In case I have the paper tilted, as you know, and in case of the pigments running, I don't want them to run to the wrong side, become sharper at the wrong side. You see here, I have I've painted the pigment, the shadow pigment, make some shape to the leaf. Remember where the sun comes from. I used the same blue-grayish pigment that I painted the water surface with, and just mixed it with a little bit more of the Paynes grey to make it a little bit darker. And if you think it's too light, just paint another layer when this is dry. It's okay. Here I have some white. I will make long leaves here. I wanted some white on it, so I masked it a bit to save the whites. Some more Paynes grey. This is a small painting. A lot of people think that it's faster and it's easier to paint a small painting, but you have a small brush and can take the same amount of time as a big one. See a little bit more there. The shadow is making the leaf lift a little bit from the surface also. Okay, it's just to make it even darker. If you see it's too light on the stride. You don't need to put shadows on all these distant ones. It's far away. Okay, I think I will turn the paper around again, just to see. It plays around with my mind. Okay, up there maybe something. think I will take some of the red. I think this is Anthraquinoid Scarlet. I just want some red spots, some places. Put some water just beside, let it float a little bit. To make it more interesting. Painting without any red, I think it looks, no, something is missing when there's no red. Just some water on top, the side. I will have another brush, I think. That is just the tip of the brush. My rigger brushes. Take some of the green that I mixed. Some cobalt, some of the blue, and I leave the white on this side, the left side. The rigger brush is good for when you're painting boats, for example, the sails, and because it holds a lot of color, but still it's a very thin, you can make a very thin line from it using it. Just dropping some of the pigments in. I'm going to make some reflections. I think I do that last from these long leaves. I can paint those on top. Here you can paint on the side of the white area, sometimes on top of the white area. It depends on how much white you want to preserve. I saw some masking fluid there. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Some details if you want. Maybe some water. Some of the dark. If you want real light areas, it's good to find a way to put the darkest beside the lightest area, because without dark there's no light. See, when I wet the area here, the top, the pigment run down. That's okay, because I want the darkest here at the end of the leaf. Some more darks. Use this brush for the shadow area as well, if you want. If you don't think it's too hard to get that thin long brush at the right spot. Okay, now some darker this side. Just a few spots to get variation. You need 3 values. You need light, the lightest light, medium, and dark values. Okay, now we're going to make some reflections. from these grass straws. I put some reflections on the leaves as well, that and you can see that there is some water on top of some leaves. Where there are water, there are reflections. I'll put some darks as well. These grass straws. That's the few spots. We got company. Maybe. I have painted some green here that shows through the water. Can do that on some other spots as well. Maybe here. Wet it a bit. Oops. I have painted a couple of petals here too, and I have put some red on it, Anthraquinoid red, take an ordinary red, just to bring it more forward. Cool colors makes it look like it's more far away, and warm colors make it look like it's more closer. A little gold. Okay. Let's drop it in. Make it loose. Maybe on that one too. Okay. I think I will have another color. Where is it? I take some Antwerp blue. Just a little. To put it further back. I have painted some lines here, a few lines, ripples on the water, if you like, just to get some more life in the painting. Make it look a bit more natural. It's nice when you try to get it a bit darker in the corners. Of course you can't do that here because this is where the light comes from. Love painting watercolor. It's such a mindfulness. That's why I like to paint slow. No stress. There's too much stress in the world anyway. So why stress this? Okay. Just let go with the painting. Relax. And let the painting bring you forward. Some Paynes gray and cobalt blue. Some darker, some lighter. I put some Antwerp blue here too. Let's bring a little bit Antwerp blue here too. In the distance. Just play a bit. It's nice when you see a few colors. Brings the painting to life. Put it on the paper and you can just put some water on it or beside it to let it spread. I like this. Green and Antwerp blue. Antwerp blue is a bit of a Turkish color, turquoise, not Turkish, turquoise. My English is not that good all the time. Yeah, you have to bear with me. I think you understand in the end, okay? Okay, I will just bring some more shape to some of the leaves. I use the shadow color.